Welcome to Preptober. It's October, which means the November Writing Challenge is right around the corner. Every November, writers try to write 50,000 words in a single month. That's roughly how long most novels are. This challenge is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. Most writers who win and earn bragging rights for the next year do a lot of prep work before November 1st. That's why we call October Preptober. Think of the November Writing Challenge like a cross-country road trip. You wouldn't set off before making sure your car is in good shape and you have somewhere to sleep at night. That planning ahead is exactly what Preptober is for. This video is your Preptober checklist, everything you need to do to prepare for your journey. Whether you're a veteran or attempting the challenge for the first time, Scribble is here to help you win. Number 1, start with a good idea. To keep going with this road trip analogy, your idea is the car you're going to drive. You want to make sure it's up for the trip. Just like you might see how comfortable and how reliable a vehicle is, consider whether your idea suits the challenge. So, how do you tell? First, your idea should be something you're excited to write about. The more passionate you are, the more you feel like this story needs to be told, the more likely you are to stick with it when the going gets tough. When I failed this challenge in the past, it's because I had an idea I didn't feel strongly about. Maybe it was something I thought I should write or I'd been meaning to get around to. Either way, I just didn't care enough about it to push through when things got difficult. Enthusiasm matters. Second, give your idea a reality check. Is it a story you can actually write in a month? 50,000 words sounds like a lot, but it goes by quickly. Many stories, especially in the sci-fi and fantasy genres, go well over that limit. Longer stories also tend to have more complicated plots and larger casts of characters. They're just more in every sense. The November Writing Challenge is a choose-your-own adventure. You can totally write your 120K epic fantasy if you want, but keep in mind how your choices might change the experience for you. You might not finish your whole story in a month if it's really long, or you might have to do more planning up front to manage its complexity. But if you have competing ideas, I recommend picking the one closer to that 50K mark. A shorter, simpler story is going to be much easier to manage. Number 2, build your world. Spend some time thinking about the world your story takes place in. Your setting is like the landscape you're driving through. What will you see when you look out the window? You don't need to know everything about your setting, but try to figure out the basics. Think about how the world works, what its history is, and what the culture is like. What are some cool places you want your hero to explore? Scribble has great world-building tools to help you plan these things. Plus, our AI image generator will create pictures of your setting for you. Great for planning and inspiration. Doing this work now will save you from sitting down on day 1 of the challenge and realizing you have no idea where everybody is. You don't want your characters floating around in empty space. You want them grounded in the world of your story. Number 3, get to know your main character. Your hero is your road trip buddy. They are the person you'll spend the next 30 days with. So it pays to get to know them a bit now. Character creation is one of the most important things you can do during Preptober. Again, you don't need to know everything about your hero, but you should have a basic understanding of who they are. What do they look like? Where did they grow up? And what do they care about? Also, why do you care about them? Creating a hero you want to spend time with will get you excited to start writing. And try to have fun with it. Make a mood board for your hero, draw a picture of them, or use Scribble's AI tools to generate their picture. When you can visualize your hero, they become more real to you. If you have the time, try to get to know your villain too. After your hero, they're the most important character in your story. For the rest of your cast, jot down a few details if you can, but don't stress about it. I've written entire drafts with placeholder names or changed a minor character's profession halfway through. A good rule of thumb is that the more central a character is, the more you should try to get to know them beforehand. Number 4, know the stakes. I talk a lot on this channel about knowing what your character wants. That's because your hero's desire drives the story. When writers struggle in a first draft, it's usually because their hero doesn't have a clear motivation. When your hero wants something and will do anything to get it, while the villain will do anything to stop them, that's when you have a story. Your hero should want what they want for a reason. Whether they get it should have a major impact on their life. The hero doesn't want to stop the villain from destroying the world just because. No, they want to save the world because they and everyone that they love lives there. These are your story's stakes. What the hero wants, why it matters, and what will happen if they don't get it. You'll discover more about your hero's motivation as you write, but you need to start with something. Without stakes, you don't really have a story. So take some time to think about them before you start, or you risk getting stuck pretty fast. Number 5, have a roadmap. The clearer your destination in your mind, the more likely you are to get there. If you're a writer who likes to outline, I suggest completing your outline before November 1st. When you're fast drafting, it's easy to run through all of your ideas or to write yourself into a corner. Having an outline makes both these scenarios less likely. It also helps a lot with writer's block. When you're sitting at your computer staring at the blinking cursor, you have at least some idea of what happens next. If you want detailed guidance for outlining, check out our previous videos, and I'll walk you through the process. Links are in the description. Scribble also comes with an outlining template to help you plan your story from start to finish. Not every writer works from an outline, and that's fine. If outlining isn't your style, I recommend spending more time daydreaming and brainstorming. Think about the significant events in your story or some scenes you're excited to write about. Even if you're not following a map, these story moments can be landmarks to help you find your way. I want to end with some final words of advice. While it's good to plan, don't worry if you haven't figured everything out yet. Once you start writing, you'll get more ideas and change your mind about things. Your goal isn't to set your story in stone, it's to give you a solid start. Second, this is supposed to be fun. If you start feeling stressed out, take a break. Our next video will be all about getting into the right mindset for the challenge, so keep an eye out for that. Finally, don't try to do it all yourself. Find a friend or a community you can write with. You can also come write with us. We have an exciting surprise for writers who want to do the challenge with Scribble. Subscribe and follow us on Instagram for more details to come. In the meantime, happy Preptober!